Good evening, I'm Brianna Ryland. I am standing right over there. So, during this presentation, I'm going to be talking about Syria and the refugee crisis and how I can change it. Firstly, the Syrian conflict has created the worst humanitarian crisis in Syria and of our time. Almost 11 million people killed in the Syrian war, and times that of refugees. And the refugees are trying to struggle. They're struggling out there and are risking their lives to survive the Syrian war. Most people are forced to flee from their homes and forced to go to different countries to try and find some help and try to find shelter where they can sleep. Some families are suffering bad, but you can help. We can help. My plan to help will fix the refugee crisis. But first, you should learn about the history of Syria. The history of Syria covers the development in the region of Syria and modern Syria Arab Republic up today. Syria most likely derived from the name of Neo-Assyrian Empire established in the 10th century BC. Modern Syria became independent in 1946 following a period of French occupation of 1917 to 1920, and the mandate is from 1920 to 1946. And by that knowing, you should also learn about the climate of Syria to get a little understanding of how much people are suffering in Syria because of the climate also. The climate is mostly desert, hot, dry, and very hot summers in June to August, and very rainy and very stormy winters from December to February. Along coast, cold weather with snow and sleet periodically in Damascus, which is also the capital of Syria. And the government who leads Syria is Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad is 47 years old. He is a trained old pathologist who never wanted to be president after Hafez al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad came to power in 2000 after the death of his older brother and father. And you should learn about Syria's culture. Syria is a traditional society with a long cultural history. Importance is placed on family, religion, education, and self-discipline and respect. The Syrians' taste for the traditional arts is expressed in dances such as the al-Samak, the tabake in all their variations, and the sword dance. And like I was saying, the refugee crisis is bad. Something has to be done to stop more casualties from going on. My plan is to use an underground railroad, build an underground railroad so refugees can go under. The way I'm going to do this is by getting a loan from Saudi Arabia for oil to build an underground railroad to get refugees out of the war. For instead of going through the war, go under the war. And the way I'm going to do this is by asking Saudi Arabia for oil in exchange for helping them when they need it. Like if they're in a war or a pickle, we may help them out. So I'm going to take you to the Underground Railroad now. Let's check that out. Okay guys, I'm going to be taking you to the Underground Railroad, so let's go. So this is the path where the refugees will come down to get underneath the war. It is very dark in reproduction because we haven't been able to finish yet. We still need a little bit of oil from Saudi Arabia in order to finish. But we will show you the unfinished work. It gets much darker around here, but this is going to be the safe area where we will lend the refugees. Now, as you see, is a small space where we will take the refugees to camp for the night in order to rest up, and we will rebuild and make sure that it is long enough so the refugees can be able to get out. We're going back upstairs. So now that you've seen all of this, let me know what your questions are at the end of the video. And if not, please wait to hold your peace. Stop. Okay, folks, now you'll enjoy a video made by yours truly. Enjoy. Okay, here are the quiz questions you guys are going to answer. Now, number 1, who leads Syria? Number 2, what happened to refugees that were caught in a civil war? Number 3, what were one of the dances that are a part of Syria's culture? And number 4, what is the weather for Syria in June to August? Thank you. All right, folks, that is all for today. Hope you had a fun time, and I will see you next time.